Da-da-da, bum, bum, ba, da, 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 da. Kilted Balls, best podcast ever.
Yeah.
Woo! Don't know if that was our best theme song. I could not hear you over me. So that was truly independent audio.
I don't know if we were in harmony then, because you're
I mean,
the one who harmonized with me.
Oh, darn it. Hopefully we were. Hopefully we were right on with each other. So, stuff to talk about. First off, we are in a bit of an NFT bear market. And funny story from the day, listeners, and maybe our buddies listening, but we got a beautiful FUD article from one of our friends. And the basic premise of the article, the clickbait of the headline was the NFT market is now dead. Dead, which is a bit of a shot to those of us who are making money in it, that it's dead. But you know, there's a lot of dead things like deadheads on there. So
I did. Someone else had made a comment similar. It wasn't that same article. They were making a comment on the squiggle that sold for 2.25 million, and they expressed that the NFT market was dead, and I did agree. I agreed that it was dead.
Yes, for sure. The gist, by the way, of the article, I really feel like they stole this from us. They probably listened to our podcast, right? But they said, 90% of the projects aren't doing anything. Weird. We've been saying all along in the NFT space, 99% of the projects won't do anything. So if you're telling me that 90% aren't doing anything, that means I'm wrong by 9%, which is a shit ton of wrong, right? That's a lot of projects.
A lot of projects that come out every single day.
There are a ton, and there's a ton selling out. And that's what they were like. They were like, a whole bunch of things on OpenSea aren't selling. And I'm like, have you looked at OpenSea?
Yeah.
Like anybody, we talked about this last episode, anybody can take a picture, turn it into an NFT. I could literally right now take a picture of my butt, put it on there as part of my collection. Hopefully nobody buys it. If you do, you've got a weird fetish, and we probably shouldn't ever talk.
Are you talking the whole hairy part or closer end?
No, mostly the hairy part, right? Okay. Mostly that, yeah. And, but right, and it wouldn't sell. And this article is saying, oh, look, it didn't sell. It must be dead. Right, because there's a lot of crap out there. But you know what? If you own a Bored Ape, they're selling. If you own a VFriend, they're selling. If you own, there's so many that are moving right now. And so to say that, because 90% of them aren't moving, that means it's dead. We knew 90% would move. We know 99% are going to fail. Well, maybe that's an exaggeration.
Yeah, if you would have bought a VFriend as soon as you heard our last episode, and then sold it right now, when you see this episode tomorrow, because what was it? Was it 12 was the floor when we talked the other day?
I believe the floor was 12. So I said 12. If I had the money, I'd buy it.
Yep. The floor right now is 15.49. So that would be $10,000 in your pocket. If you would have had the money to buy one at that time, and then you wanted to just liquidate it right now. Brave Bison is the floor right now, 15.49.
So Kilted and I aren't right on a lot of things. That's a true statement. But there are some things that we get right. And the basic rule of thumb for us on whether we're right or wrong is how much we're vested in whatever we're talking about. You've often heard people like Gary Vee say, you got to do 50 hours of research. And honestly, the things that we've done a ton of stuff on, we're probably going to be right on. And the stuff that we buy on a whim, like scoop dogs or unicorns, we're probably going to be wrong on.
And you never know.
You never know, but the odds are not in our favor.
On that as well, there are other things that we have put time in, but there's a whole nother aspect to it. Just to play devil's advocate here.
Yes.
So the Candy Digital.
Candy Digital.
I mean, I'm spending $100 every week. Well,
Yeah.
a little less than that. I've decided that I'm only going to buy two and two, unless I can get one of the rares. For the cores, I'm only going to be buying two of each. One I'm going to put up right away, and then one I'm just going to hold.
So here is my problem with Candy Digital.
Mhm.
And people out there, if you have this problem, please give me a shout out to make me feel like I'm not alone, right? This may come to a shock to those of you who know me, but I am not a sports guy, right? So Kilted knows this. I do sports, right? I coach sports, but as a general rule of thumb, I'm not that guy, right? So I don't get into the fantasy sports much. On a Sunday, I might watch football, I might not watch football. Like it's really, really hit or miss. And I've always been that way. But so the futures, I'm buying them. And I really, really want to collect all of them.
See, you played it smart that way. I did not do that.
I don't know those people at all. Like I don't know them at all. I don't care about them at all. What I know is there's a collection, and I know I want all of that collection. And that makes me grumpy because it means I'm not using the part of my brain that is logical or analytical. And a lot of the ones that I bought that I've got duplicates of, I've sold, right?
Mhm.
So I've sold for a profit. It's not that hard, right? Because they're so damn cheap.
Yeah.
But the reality is I'm not getting anything out of those. That like the artwork's cool, but it's not something I would care about because I don't care about, the sport. But I don't know why. But I'm stuck. We like to collect things, right? We're just stupid animals that like shiny objects.
Well, I mean, one of these times, Michigan State football is 3-0 right now, and there may be a Michigan State guy that comes up on there. So
And then I would care.
you get a little bit of that caring in there. Yep.
Yep, that's true. I am a Michigan State fan, for better or worse, and a Lions fan, which
Yep.
is worse. But yeah, so I don't know. I might keep getting those. Last time I only bought one of each, again, because I was going for the collection and I didn't think they were going to flip very well. One of the ones I haven't flipped yet, but I want to flip is my tennis US Open,
Mhm.
but I haven't flipped it yet. Have you flipped yours?
No, there is for the Venus, there is a bid on one. It's got 2 days left. It's at, I think it was 0.9 and 2 days left. And then mine was the next lowest at 5.
Mine was, I did a descending auction from 5 to 1. And there's a few others out there, but the problem is nobody's looking at them.
Mm-mm.
And so again, we've talked about that before. How do you get something like that out? Yeah. So anyway, tell us about what you've got going on. You said you had stuff.
I do. And I've been hinting at it for a while, and it's something that I've been thinking about, but the time for everything is moving so fast. We've talked about that. And I'm trying to put together an outfit where I can look like my ape.
Nice.
Whether I don't know if I'll make it to the NFT NYC. That would be cool. Definitely at VFriends. I mean, my board ape isn't a VFriend, but if I can have my outfit like my ape, I think that would be cool. In
Super
my
cool.
ape, I have the matching shirt because it's got actually it looks black, but it's a dark blue, like striped white and blue striped shirt. And I have a matching one that's black. And then my ape is pink, has the eye patch, and then it has an orange beanie. So I was searching to try to find some orange beanies. I was not able to. I ended up finding, well, it's kind of orangey yellow. Anyways, I found some on Alibaba. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a couple hundred of these. When I get them, I'm going to turn them into NFTs, maybe like 100, 150 of them, and
Sure.
then just drop them into random wallets like, Gary V, because I'm very thankful for what he's done. And then, of course, I'm going to try to find ape owners in the United States because I'm not going to ship overseas. I'm just sorry to do that. And then have it in the contract to say, hey, send me your info and I'll send you this actual hat. You can have it in person. You have an ape with an orange hat, or you have the koalas have the same color hat. And there's a few
Right.
other that have that color beanie. So I
Sure.
thought that would be a great idea. But anyone who listened to our last episode, a lot of people aren't touching random drops that are in their wallets.
I wouldn't.
So I do not have them yet. I had actually gotten a message. I checked on it today. I got a message that said they were delivered, but then when I checked on Alibaba, once it's shipped and it's been 30 days, it automatically sends you a message that's been delivered.
Yeah.
Which seems all right. It just cleared customs today, and I should
Oh,
probably
good.
have them, within the next week or whatever. But I think is what I'm gonna have to do. I'm just gonna go on Twitter and just go into people's things and DM them and say, hey, I have these hats. I'd love to send you one. So
I think we should just blanket Twitter. Right?
awesome.
So you send it out on your feed, I send it on mine, and I say, hey, if you know an ape holder who has an orange beanie and wants one, talk to Kilted.
Yeah.
He's got a present for you.
Yeah, I just thought it would be fun and cool. It cost a couple bucks, and just
Yeah.
putting goodwill out there.
Which is, it's a lot of those tenets that we always talk about, being kind, being generous. I agree. I think
Yep.
that's super, super awesome to do.
Yeah, but I
Which-
will. Oh, go ahead.
No, go.
No, I was gonna say I'm gonna keep back probably about 50, just in case if we have any projects that have the same color beanie.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be smart. That'd be smart to do.
What were you gonna
Yeah.
say? I'm
Well, this brings me to one of the things I kind of wanted to chat about, and I think we're going to do a piss poor job of this. So, listeners, I'm kind of sorry for you. One of the things that I'm interested in, and that other people are interested in, is how do you bring value to your NFTs? So, if you have an NFT project, how do you bring it value? There's obvious things like artwork, right? So you've got some of those amazing artists out there putting out their stuff. That is the value, right? It's amazing. It's cool. It's so awesome. With Fame Ladies, it's the community. I think it's the community. V Friends, it's the community. Like the V Conference is cool or whatever, but really the V Friend community is pretty dang legit.
Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of a big thing there. And so the question is, what do you bring, that helps? One of the ones that I've been super excited about, but is the Hammered Dragons. Remember those guys, Hammered Dragons?
They have their Wednesday wine tonight.
They have Wednesday wine tonight, and their community seems pretty active as far as like they have wine Wednesdays, they have games online. But there are other things, like they just keep being an alpha, right? And like, I wonder if they would have had a different turnout to the Dragons if they had those things before the release.
Yeah, I think you could be right there. I mean, definitely. But think of the amount of energy it would take just to put together the drop. And I would say that they're probably hoping to get some of that money to move forward. I mean, I think making a drop is a lot easier than making a game. Or making AI like they want to have.
Well, and they had said, hey, we want to make a game.
Mhm.
And they said their proceeds are going to go to the game. And that one, that totally makes sense to me. But
Yeah.
like that AI probably should have been done before your release. Like it should have been part of your other stuff.
Yeah.
Because like for me, that's what I was on. I was like, oh, I want to see the AI. Now it's coming out. They've got alphas. They're doing stuff, right?
Mhm.
So maybe they'll catch up. But right now, if you go to their OpenSea, they've sold 1.3 thousand. Right.
Okay.
So they've sold 1,300 out of 10,000. They have 397 owners. Right. So yeah, their community's kind of cool and they have their wine Wednesdays, but you're not selling because that's just not enough value, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm at, is like, okay, what kind of projects bring value to it? Now, Fame Ladies, they have their story.
Yeah.
They have that. Plus, they have a community that's really bought into that story, and that has value. Plus, it has pretty cool artwork. I think it's cool artwork.
Yeah.
So you've got those two things. Is that enough value? I don't know. What do you think?
But
What are some that you
look
have that bring value?
Look at something like the Bored Apes. When I first saw the Bored Ape, I didn't love the artwork.
Mhm.
Really, it was, I mean, it was kind of cool, but like mine, I picked because he was basically on the floor. I thought having a pink ape would be cool. The pirate, but when I first saw that, it was talking about like, oh, and the Discord, you have access to extra rooms and this and that. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? But the community did just buy into it, kind of bought into this. We're evolving into apes. That's what the NFT space is doing, and we're all going to be bored because we're all going to be rich. But then they dropped the dogs, so
Yeah.
that was cool. I mean, I got
That's
a dog
value added.
and sold mine for 4.2.
Yeah.
So that's huge. I mean, they're going for more and less, but still, it definitely added value when people are airdropping extra stuff. And then they
Yeah.
dropped the serum for the mutant apes, which again, I mean, there were some people who like, well, 10 people. I don't actually know if anyone actually sold, but to have an offer for $900,000, like for free, that you just randomly get in your thing, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now, I mean, they just released their paper, and it was kind of loose and like you couldn't tell, but it was talking about buying a property or having a place where people to go in Miami that would be a Bored Ape Yacht Club, where if you have a Bored Ape, you can go and hang out at this place.
At the club, at the yacht club.
The Yacht Club in Miami. So, I mean, but they've also built on that, just with the, I think it was, I forget the exact numbers, but I think it was 90 million that they made the night that they dropped the mutant apes, just on the secondary sales and everything. So that was something for free and end up making 90 million. And they airdropped it, and they sold 10,000 of them as well.
Right. So,
but yeah,
coming out, going crazy with that.
Is to just get people, like, whatever it is, and as long as the community's still bringing it, people are excited about it. Actually, Gary Vee was just talking about that. He's like the community's great, but if people get turned off for whatever reason, that community can go anywhere.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's we saw that with the unicorns, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it didn't take long and all of a sudden the unicorns were dead. I don't know if they're still dead, but I mean, I think they are. Well, and that's my worry for Hammer Dragon. Like, is it going to end up being just 300 people?
Yeah.
And so you get the AI, and it is. So, yeah, like, what other things can you do to add value to your NFT? So clearly drops.
Yeah.
I don't even know if your drops have to be necessarily valuable. If you've got a good community and you do a drop, now it didn't help the Mannequins. It did short term. It didn't help them long term yet, right?
I bought a bull on the block to get. I bought a Doge pound puppy, but I didn't research it to get the drop, and so I didn't get a pound puppy.
Stupid research.
Stupid research. I bought a bored sleeping mummy, something, and it was, I don't think I realized that there was a drop coming on that, but I got like a bored baby mummy. There's a drop on that. So, the World of Women, that was a drop that came out of the blue. I mean, that was something that I'm we're both long on anyways.
Yes,
then
World of Women, it was an artwork one, right?
Mhm.
Artwork and ideas. We got World of Women. We liked the idea of it.
Yep.
And then to all of a sudden have a drop appear.
Mhm. I got a Zen NFT, which are the bonsai trees,
Yeah.
which was one of my smarter moves out there. I mean, if you think about it, I was at my event. It was right after Gary said the floor was for the very rares was super low. So I bought those 5 orange at that event.
Right.
And I still had some Ethereum, and I was looking at the Bored Apes, and then I was also looking at these bonsai trees, which I love bonsai trees. I can never keep them alive, so I bought a bonsai tree instead of a Bored Ape.
So great decision. Great decision. Yep. And
Later for a lot more.
I can't judge you because you guys bought Bored Apes and I did not buy Bored Apes. Right. I could have bought one for 1.5 or 2. And I was like, come on.
Did you know about the NFTs as much then, or did you have any NFTs by then? I don't remember. I don't think you had one yet. You just heard me talking about it.
I know that I researched them as one of the first ones I was going to buy. And I went to like their webpage and I went to like checking it all out. And I remember going, this is silly. Like, I'm not going to drop, a couple grand on this, on a picture. And so I didn't do it. Got into like all the other things that we got into.
Yeah.
And then was like, oh crap. Now it's 10 ETH. And then it was 30 ETH. And
Yeah.
flew right by. Anything else in your wallet? I think stoner cats and deadheads bring value because of their animation.
Yep. Yes, I do agree. The second episode of the Deadheads was fun.
I haven't watched it yet.
And I watched it. Well, I went back and watched the first one with him, so he understood what was going on. He thought it was great, and I thought it was good. And yeah, I'm enjoying that. I'm waiting for the second Stoner Cats. I thought the first episode was good. The price has gone down a lot on those, but
I was thinking about buying one.
Yeah. But
I
think to have access to it is well worth it.
I think the stoner cats I'm would buy for a piece of history.
Yeah.
Not that I wouldn't flip it if I could make money. Don't get me wrong. If I could make money, I'd probably make money. Yeah. But really, I think to myself, oh, I kind of want a piece of that. That's why I buy curio cards, right? Because I want a piece of the history of it all.
Yeah.
So.
And you definitely have it with that.
Yeah. And I kind of like that idea.
History, which we've talked about before, going in the future. I think that these ones that, like you had pointed out last time with the pound pup or the scoop dogs, if the people would have actually bought, because I checked on it a couple times, I don't think they sold many more for free. But if that would have hit the 10,000, I think in another 5 years, when a lot more people are coming in, the 2017 is going to be priced out. People will be looking at some of these 2020s, like the Yetis, like the some of them that hit their 10,000, that hit those original goals, and it's going to be like trying to get some of the old school stuff that they necessarily might not be able to afford, the really old stuff.
Right. And I think you're right. And I think other things that are originals or good stories are going to keep moving, or good art. And I think a lot of these other ones that don't have a good community might not. Like, you've got to have something added to it, right? I think if I were going to release one, I would have promised drops from the get-go. Like, it wouldn't be like part of my roadmap. It would be, hey, in X amount of weeks, we're doing a drop. In X amount of weeks, we're going to do another drop. If I'm doing a game, it's not going to be, if we do 100, we're going to have a game. It's going to be in 2 months, we're going to have a game.
Yeah.
Right. And you want to build that community. We're having trouble building our community even on here, but I think we're not trying hard. And I think our person in charge of social networking is like a layabout. And so it's not happening. So, I'm not sure who that is.
Oh, man.
But it's actually time for some D&D, so I think we're gonna get off here and leave it. We'll try to talk about more projects. Shoot us a comment, shoot us something in the Twitterverse. Let us know what projects you think are bringing extra value to the world. And let us know, and we'll look at those and we'll talk about those and maybe get some research on them. So I
Awesome.
don't think it's dead yet, people. I think we're still really new. It's just the beginning. We knew the markets were going to drop in September. Weird, they drop. And you'll see both markets go up in October.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, this is Ballbuster signing out. You guys have a great day.
The Dragon Chair. Love you all.